Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I welcome you to another sketchbook video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Janos. I'm a professional concept artist. I work in games at the moment and I do education content on YouTube and trying to help people to achieve their dreams when it comes to artistic abilities and artistic goals. And today I wanted to record another draw along session with me. So if you didn't saw my draw along videos, you definitely can check them out on my YouTube channel. It's basically usually me sitting there and drawing for an hour and talking about certain things, and at the moment I'm learning ink. But yesterday I got a question. One of my students asked me how to learn basically environments in sketchbooks, and then I thought, well, how did I learn environments in sketchbooks, or how did I approach that? And I was looking through my sketchbooks, and then I found one of my sketchbooks from 2014 when I was drawing for 1 year. So I need to say also, and I started drawing in 2013 when I decided to become a professional artist. I had to apply for colleges and I got rejected 3 times, and when I got into industrial design I started this sketchbook. I remember that very well because this is one of my only horizontal format sketchbooks, and it is very unique because it is also bleed proof, because I used a lot of Copic markers in there. I remember very well that I was sitting in class while we were talking about everything, but we did not draw. We didn't have so many drawing classes, unfortunately. So I was constantly drawing in my sketchbook while I was in class. Yeah, I want to share the sketchbook with you. So let's take a look into that sketchbook. I started to do little environment comps with a liner, and I like to use Copic markers. So if you have never used Copic markers, they are basically alcohol based, and you have to be aware that when you use them in normal sketchbooks, the thinner one, the Copic marker starts to bleed. And bleeding means you make a stroke and then the stroke becomes thicker and wider, because it's basically just the paper is absorbing too much of the Copic marker. If you go for a marker, always buy a bleed-proof sketchbook. And this sketchbook is from 2014, and I basically tried to figure out how to learn environment design and landscapes. So I was doing these little comps every day and was basically writing stuff down. Yeah, I don't know what's actually here. Start the light with marker, leave highlights white. It's basically notes to myself here. I'm thinking about scale and stuff. Yeah, sometimes I just used marker only, so I didn't even go for any a pen or something. So it was just using markers. And what I did basically, I always imagined that white is my lightest light, so to speak, in my image, and then I would take a very light marker like a 90, which is very light, and then going from light to dark. So I was always working from the background to the foreground. And I think I even remember this day, 26/10 in 14. I think we were sitting in class and we had the assignment to take an object and design something out of that object, which was a pretty cool class actually. I think I was so fast in the class and I was so much in flow. It was after class, I don't remember. But I was sitting next to one of my classmates. She was basically just looking over my shoulder while I was drawing that. Yeah, also doing some darker character stuff in here. I think this was actually trying to draw a tree next to my apartment on the outside with Copic markers the first time. It was really hard to do that. Foliage is war. That's a great title for this video actually. Yeah, form is showing bad. It's like I was writing basically notes to myself to remind myself what to improve and what to look out for. And I was already always writing little keywords to myself to come up with ideas, because that is really the hardest part when you do environment design on your own, is to come up with ideas and basically doing this. But the thing is, doing these in this little sketchbook was so convenient because I could also do that in a train. So it was really cool. Yeah, just a doodle yourself page. Another Copic render. I think, yeah, there was actually some sort of study of a James Pake image he did, I think. I was basically trying to, I think he did a digital painting and I tried to impress it with Copic markers and or copy it, or how you want to call it, but I just tried to learn from him, but while using Copic markers. I think that was actually really fun, because I also started here now like using white to add highlights and stuff. This was, yeah, was really fun. And I still do notes like desert, no vegetation, using big marker for rocks. White ink is too dangerous. White ink is dangerous. I don't know why I wrote white ink is dangerous, but I guess there was a reason for it. Yeah, just doing live drawings from a motorcycle standing in front of the university. I remember that, just doing basically a Copic render with this is the light marker, the 90, so to speak. Or was it a 10? I will put an image here in for the marker scale, so you have an idea what I'm talking about right now. But yeah, it was basically using very light marker and then using pen over it. Tons of notes, using rough sketching, composition, using references, inspiration. It's actually interesting what I wrote here. I was writing a lot actually. Yeah, I also did black comps, like super small comps, just to break down composition and simplify. And then trying it again. Same here, doing little comps just with liner, or doing that with just Copics. And I love doing these, really, because they are basically like super tiny. This is almost my thumb here. So they're super tiny. You basically plan everything ahead, and then this takes you like a couple minutes, and then you just scale it up, so to speak, and you try to improve while scaling up. This is also another thing where I try to learn from James Pake, because I learned really a lot from his work in the cowboy one. Try to yeah, write stuff down when it comes to design. Like a square shape is strong, a round shape is unstable, soft, friendly. Because of course I was studying design, so I was basically absorbing every single knowledge I could find. Yeah, here I was planning my own Middle East paintings, basically drawing out little details, looking for things what make architecture, and but yeah, it's like, this is so old, man. This is almost 8 years old. That's crazy. Yeah, also trying, yeah, I probably also drew people in a train or something, because I did that every day. I was going by train every day. Only liner. Drawing people. Seems like I drew the same thing over and over. I think this was just a class assignment here. I think we had to do something with paper, to just build cubes out of paper or something. Yeah, doing little sketch comps, playing with shape design. Stuff is so old. My homework, writing down my homework, my class homework. That's funny. That's just the things I really like to do. Thinking about fantasy stuff, and those little shitty comps, they look very bad. Thinking about that was the first year after 1 year of drawing. Every time I learned a little thing in there. Yeah, I learned, for example, like leaving the sky completely white and just using the light marker for doing a cloud. I think I also tried to reproduce this one digital. What is that? Oh, that's live drawing from the train. It was basically, yeah, I was going by train every day and drawing people in the train. Trying brush pen also. And always, this one looks actually not that bad. This, the one I didn't finish. Yeah. I think I should go back into markers. That I see them now, and it really is like itching in my fingers. I really want to do some marker sketches. But yeah, I was doing that every day, trying to improve with all that stuff. I remember that I had a homework where I had to render a jigsaw with Copic markers on a huge A3 paper, and I was planning and trying how the look would be. I had no real clue, to be honest. Yeah, just product design stuff, little sketch in between. Yeah, I also love to do these architectural things, and this is invented architecture. So I was looking at architecture and then tried to invent it from my head. I think I drew this one in class here. I think I remember that I drew this one in class as well. Ah, yeah, right. I drew this one in class with lines, and then I redid it with Copics, just to see if I can draw it again and what could I do differently. And try to see, yeah, okay, how can I improve storytelling? And I added those people basically running in there, and I scaled the whole thing up and tried to make the background smaller. Yeah, it was interesting. And I played with negative shapes also to make, I learned what is a compressed composition, and I tried to do my own compressed composition, so to speak. I think I went to visit my girlfriend in her lunch break. Near her work office there was a really nice place, and I first drew it with markers and it looked nice, and then I decided to ink it while I was there and it looked really shitty. So that's why I wrote down, no, it was, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I inked it later when I was home, and I wrote down to ink it later doesn't work. Do it or do it only in values. I think I could make a tutorial out of all these notes here. It's the same location. Trying to do a super light marker and then using black. Oh, this is actually acrylics. If I use water, can I smear that? I think I used a warm marker from a friend, because I saw he had warm markers and I tried it and I like the look, it looks cool. And yeah, I also tried acrylics in my sketchbook. Tried to find out how is that, how do I like that? Trying to learn the figure. I think this was also for a university project. This was from imagination, I think. Yeah, drawing more people in the train. Yeah, I think I wasn't comfortable doing faces without the option to erase stuff. Oh, actually something with pencil. Barnsdorfer Denkmal. Oh, okay, this was actually 1 year later in 2015. When I visit my parents, I was going for a walk where I grew up as a child. There is this place where you can go up the hill and there's a big monument and you can look down over like the whole town. And I always loved the view there, and I had my sketchbook with me and I was alone and it was a cold day and I just sketched what I saw. That was really cool, it was really fun. I remember that day, that's a cool memory. Okay, this doesn't look too bad. So I believe this must be then also from 2015, so 1 year again. Yeah, product design stuff from university. More notes. I wrote a lot of notes. I don't remember the sketch. Drawing in train, people in train, with the train, but with pencil. And then also doing figures from imagination. More people in the train. So if you going by public transport every day, don't be shy to draw people. And it can go very fast, but you learn so much by trying that. Holy moly. Looks like an LSD trip. What is that? Okay. So seems like I had a little bit of these other mushrooms this day. I think this double page here is drawn by my buddy Murat. I think we just exchanged sketchbooks for that, and then he drew this in there. Oh, I don't remember these sketches. I remember these one here. I think I was just trying to plan a sequence. Yeah, at some point I also started to think about designing buildings and designing stuff. Really. I think some sort of plant which was opening up, folding up, and that was the idea for it. Yeah, and I think that's it already. That was interesting, going back into the past. Please let me know if you like this video. Feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more sketchbook videos. I probably have more older sketchbooks also. I wish you all a wonderful day. Take care and see you soon in the next video. Ciao, ciao.